Welcome back, y'all. We sold some eggs to make some money so that we could get some cows. To get ready for cattle, we're going to need to head around back because one of the things they need is water. Well, in seasons, we get a very cool toy. So instead of having to truck water around, we just get the Lizard water pump. And just got to find a place close enough to the trough, as close as you can get it, and drop it. And it fills the trough with water. That's easy. So that's the easiest part of cows because the rest of it's work. So we'll get around the front and we'll start ordering up our cows. Now we're going to do a dairy farm because all of our animals need to produce a sellable good at this point. The Holstein is the queen of milk production, so we're going to buy some of these. And we're going to buy a ton because we're a little worried about the whole grass situation and whether we get 2 cuts or 1. So we're going to get 20 and we're going to see how much those eat. We need to take care of feeding them and putting their bedding down. That's hay and straw. We've got these 2 interesting little mod farmhouses that they hold 250,000 of hay and straw each. So we're going to go ahead and start with the feeding process because they have water. Now we want to make sure they have food. At the moment, I don't know how much they need, so I'm just going to fill this thing up. We'll head around. And another great thing about Lone Oak is how this barn works. You don't have to go into the barn to dump the feed. Where these 3 little posts are on the side, that's where you can feed them. So this part's easy. You just come along right next to the fence posts and you dump it. There's the trigger. We'll have to monitor the cows over the next day or 2 to see how much they really eat. You just can't tell from the first inkling how much they need. Now what they also need is bedding, straw. Now you can do without the straw and you'll get slurry, but also the cow's health will drop. I'm not that interested in slurry, so I'm going to go ahead and dump off this hay, put it back in the, whatever you want to call this thing. It's not really a silo. I guess it's a storage thing. I don't know. I'm sure there's a better name for it. But anyway, we're going to get rid of the hay we had. Now we need to get some straw because we want manure and we want our cows to be as healthy as possible. We want them to produce as much milk as they can once they can produce milk. Now cows will not produce milk until they have calved. They have to have birthed a calf in order to start producing milk. So for the meantime, our main thing is going to be selling manure to pay for the food that we're giving the cows until they finally start producing milk. And it'll be a while. Not sure exactly how long, but hey, we'll watch and we'll see. So straw, if you take it to the same trigger point, does not unload here. So you have to actually take the straw into the barn. And the best way to do that, well, at least initially, I'm just going to back it in. And dump that out so that there's some bedding for the cows so that we can produce manure. Manure? Not manure. One thing I am noticing is that I'm going to need a bigger tipper. So we're going to get the TB20. Go full capacity, which is 26,000 liters. And that should be enough for a while anyway so that we can handle all the straw and all of the hay that we need to for the cows. And of course, it'll also deal with whatever the chickens need because they only need about 8,000 a day barley. So that's taken care of. And now we have to figure out how to deal with manure. So I've tried a couple different things. One, I tried the mill machine thing you put on the front of the tractor and then it shoots a pipe out to the back. It worked okay, but the problem was it broke the whole return leased equipment, sell bought equipment mechanic. So we weren't able to get rid of it or anything else on the farm. So we won't be using that. Instead, I'm going to try a conveyor thing. This is what I have done with silage in the past when I was just making silage to sell it. So I'm going to see if it works for manure. I'm going to do a really simple setup where we put the small conveyor right up against what we're trying to sell, and then put the trailer loader conveyor, there's probably a better name for it, behind it, and we'll just back a trailer into here and sell it that way, just to see if it works. Now, I've leased this for now, but if this works, then I'll just go ahead and buy both of the things, because it's a kind of a daily deal. So we'll jump into the conveyor, start the quote engine, and then get this set up to where it's right at the end of the pile for now. Okay, so now we need to get the trailer loading part, because that's not going to take manure anywhere. That just picks it up from the ground. So the Quantum is our trailer loader. And again, we're going to lease this stuff until we're sure it's going to work, because worst case, if you buy something that just doesn't work, you lose half the value. A lease, it's 1/20th the value to use it for a day. We'll head over here and pick up the Quantum. Drag it back to the barn and get it placed and see if this combo works as good for manure as it does for silage. Whoa, what the heck is going on there? Come on, you can do it. Okay, so we'll drag this thing into the yard, and then we'll just kind of drive it in, because as you can see, you can't back it in because the collector's on the wrong end. So we'll do the agonizingly slow movement of the conveyor towards the other one. And I'm keeping the help menu up because it kind of tells you, when you need to do certain things. Like turn the belt on, all that kind of stuff. So here, we're going to get these two attached. There we go. And it's still pointed where it's supposed to be. We'll raise that up. And then turn on the belt, and look at that. So we're picking manure off the floor, setting up the belt, and it quit. Why did it quit? Is it because it's not close? No, it's not it. Maybe because there's no trailer. Okay, if it has no place to offload, maybe it stops. Okay. I've done this for silage, but I just don't remember exactly how it worked. It's been a long time since I sold silage. So I think I think I'm remembering that that's what it is. You have to have something to collect it, or the belts stop. I could be wrong. We'll see. So we'll take the trailer that we feed the cows and the chickens with, and we'll get it to collect manure, because that's not gross at all. I promise. I wash this every day with pure sterilizing techniques that make it super awesomely clean, or something. This whole gate thing is going to be a little annoying, so I'm going to have to figure... I don't know. There's probably a better way to do this, and I'll have to figure it out. Figure it out. Until then, we'll get this trailer backed up, and let's just make sure that that's what it takes to get this thing loaded up. Because I want to know how much we make off of 26,000 liters of manure. Is it enough to at least keep them fed until they start producing milk? Because if the manure can support the cows, meaning feed and straw and all that, then whatever we make in milk is pure profit. And who doesn't like pure profit? And milk. It's all good. Not happening. What did we do wrong? Okay, let's see. The belt's on. Oh. Okay. So it stopped again. Try folding it. That doesn't do anything. Adjusting the ramp. Nope. Let's see. Maybe. Oh, it's not over the trailer. Oh, my bad. There we go. That's what it was. Cool. So we'll let this fill up, and once it's filled up, we'll take this thing to the biogas plant. Because another awesome thing about Lone Oak Animal Farm is when you buy the $0 land, you become the owner of the biogas plant. I mean, how does that not rock? Because if you sell manure at the manure sell point, it's like a third the value of selling it to the biogas. And look at all that manure getting slurped up. Yummy, yummy. Anybody want a scoop? All right, the trailer's all filled up. So let's take this thing all the way up to the biogas plant. And we'll dump it off. Now, of course, we won't get the proceeds from this. I have sold silage before. And you can dump it off at the biogas plant, but you don't get paid until midnight. It's not like selling at the silos and that kind of thing. And we'll dump this off. So we can see what 26,000 liters of manure, how much money we get from that. Since it's a midnight thing, I might have to report that to you in the next episode. We're already getting kind of long here. I'm going to try to keep these short from now on. Now, one of the other mysteries was grass. So now, here we are, we're in midwinter, and we are seeing 33% growth. That's much better than last time. So maybe plowing and seeding and everything else actually made a difference, and we get 2 cuts a year. Time will tell. And here we go. This is a different way to do the whole cleanup, is do the cleanup and the straw at the same time. Since straw has to be brought inside of the barn, I thought, hey, what if we could clean up the silage and dump the straw at the same time? Kind of make the daily tasks, the daily grind, just a little less of a grind. So there we go. We've cleaned up the silage, dumped it back in. The straw is in. Look at that. Manure is being automatically taken care of. We don't do anything there. That works for me. So next, you might wonder, why don't I just use the manure from the cows on our fields? Well, when you look at what we're getting at the biogas plant, which is for that field, we need 126,000 liters, and it's $360 per 1,000 liters at the biogas plant. That's $45,000. That's what we get. So now you got to compare that to how much it costs in fertilizer. Fertilizer is $3,200 for a 2,000 liter tank. And we still need the same amount of fertilizer according to the Global Companies app, which means that to just use liquid fertilizer, it costs us $12,600. That's tons cheaper than $45,000. So it's better to sell the manure and buy fertilizer. So our cows are set up, and that ends this episode. So we'll see you next time on the Lone Oak Animal Farm. Remember to like and subscribe if you like what we're doing.